Hello, I'm Matt Stump.
And I'm Diana Villa.
And welcome to CBU TV. As the distribution of the COVID-19 vaccination starts to ramp up, CBU TV's Ignacio Dominguez met with Riverside health officials.
I'm currently here at the Riverside Convention Center, where right behind me, more than 600,000 doses have been received in just the Riverside County. As more doses become available, the demand continues to grow here in the Riverside County. Public health officials continue to open new vaccination centers and have even included mobile teams in an effort to vaccinate all those who qualify.
We operate 5 locations, what we call stationary clinics, and right now we also have 5 mobile teams, meaning they have the capability of going to locations, one here, one there, for a day or two at a time. Hiccups that we might have had, it was because the demand was so strong. Our system, our website, our appointment system was overwhelmed at times, and it crashed. Or we would open up appointments, 10,000, 9,000 appointments, and they'd be gone in an hour and a half or even less. So the demand from the residents' point of view has been very strong, and which is a great thing. We just have to make sure that we continue to try to manage that demand and be able to provide appointments as our supplies allow.
With the high demand, the Riverside Public Health has been able to accommodate vaccination sites to those cities within the county.
For county-operated sites, we have, like I said before, 5 stationary locations, one in Hemet, one in Paris, one in San Gregorio in the Pass, one in Moreno Valley, and then let's see, Heritage is in Menifee.
These mobile vaccination centers have been a crucial element in the vaccination of the state's agricultural workers, where in the month of February, Governor Gavin Newsom visited Coachella to celebrate the vaccinations of these essential workers.
The mobile teams can do about 350 to 500 appointments. And so again, those are targeted populations that we use them for. And since day one, when we started vaccinating back in late December, early January, our administration wanted to make it a point of focusing our energy on the agricultural workers. They are a key component of the food chain here and throughout the county and Southern California and the state. And so the mobile teams specifically, we went to our first mobile clinic in one of the ranches down in the Coachella Valley. And it was really important. And then since then, we've gone back, more than a dozen times to different growers, to the same ranches, and to make sure that they were able to get vaccinated, because it's important that they get vaccinated. Well, what we want to do is we want to have people keep on monitoring our website, which is www.rivcoph.org/COVID-19-vaccine. What we want to do is have them monitor that, and as we make changes, we'll announce them and we'll put them on the website. We'll do it on social media as well. And I think one of the things we talked about was getting everyone, our goal as a county is to get a herd immunity by the end of July, which would involve getting the vast majority of adults, the population vaccinated in this county. So that's a goal we're having. Obviously, as the weeks go on, we're going to get closer to everybody being eligible to get vaccinated.
That's all I have for you today. For CBU TV, I am Ignacio Dominguez.
Thanks, Ignacio. With Riverside County opening up more and more, students are wondering when the recreation centers will open up. Marquise Brown has more on this story.
Hello, Lancers. This is CBU TV, and I am Marquise Brown. With the anticipated return of students next semester, on-campus facilities are focused on ensuring the student population's health and wellness. This semester has mainly been utilized to plan and prepare for the return of students, and the Recreation Center is one of our larger facilities that plans to reopen next semester. I spoke to Chris Hofshore, and he explained to me more on what students should expect next semester and how he and his team have been preparing for student return.
We've been working on a lot of different things in the Recreation Center, whether it be physically distancing a lot of our equipment, putting some in storage temporarily, spreading it out. We've put a lot of decals on the ground for traffic flow. We've put up plexiglass in places. We've integrated some touchless technology in there for scanning in and out. We've looked at some of our programming. I mean, we've done a lot of different things to prep that space, and we've been doing it for months.
When asked about the capacity of the Recreation Center and how it will look next semester when it reopens, Assistant Dean of Students explained that for the most part, capacity will be determined by the severity of the pandemic at the time of the reopening.
That's kind of the $1,000,000 question. What will capacity look like, right? And, just like with the state's tiers, color tiers, it's constantly shifting, right? So at one point it was 10%, at another point it was 20 or 50% or full capacity, whatever it is. And by the time that the rec center will open, later in the summer sometime, hopefully, to be honest, I don't know what that capacity number is because it'll depend on what the county and state officials will let us do.
Sanitation within the rec center has always been a staple, and our facility continues to be an example for neighboring schools. When asked about sanitation during operational hours, Hofshore responded confidently that him and his team have thought of ways to keep both the equipment and the facility clean for students.
Sanitation has been kind of a pillar for us in that facility, and that hasn't changed. It's just increased, right? So we have done a lot of different things. We've bought some electrostatic sprayers that, we have a whole office full of COVID fighting spray for those. We have hand sanitizers all over the place.
Chris Hofshore wants students to be prepared to return to school with a bang.
For the fall, we have put together a calendar and are still working on it. Things as normal. And that's our hope. We want to get life back to normal because we know that community matters, that connections on campus and feeling like this is home, comfortable and safe matters. But we also have kind of contingency plans on socially distant things, more things outside. We're hoping to bring back things like twerp, Midnight Madness, Yule, Lancer Cup, or Tuna Bowl. We want to bring those things back. Again, we're just at the mercy of a little bit of the pandemic and what we do as a community to make sure we're combating that. But yeah, our hope is to bring those back as soon as we possibly can.
Thank you for tuning in today, Lancers. For CBU TV, I am Marquise Brown.
We are very excited for things to start opening up. It seems that the theme of breaking records has been a staple for CBU athletics this year. From basketball to cross country, the success didn't stop there. The men's water polo team recently became the first team in school history to ever compete in an NCAA Division I tournament. CBU TV's assistant director, Wyatt Mitchison, sat down with head coach Kevin Rosa to talk about the success of this highly ranked team.
Coach, you and your team have made history this season, and probably what was the weirdest season in sports history. You guys won the WWPA championship. If you're the sixth best team in the country, what has gone into your success this season?
A lot of perseverance. I mean, it definitely has not been easy, like you said. Say starting really from this time last year, just stopping and starting, stopping and starting, just dealing with all that adversity. But so trying to just focus on one day at a time. Hey, we're here today. We're able to get in the pool. Let's practice to the best of our ability and say we'll worry about tomorrow. So we just really kept putting one foot in front of the other. Kept on building towards what we wanted to do.
Has there been anything this season with the training and the practice that's changed from the previous seasons, or has everything just been the same and it's just all clicking now? What has it been?
Say in terms of our training regimen, it's definitely we've had to adjust some things. Say we just a week before our conference championship tournament, say we had a false positive test, which means everybody was shut down. So we were shut down the week prior to that week. So we can't just come back and pick up where we left off. So it's kind of slowly getting back into things. And there's practices where a lot of rust, a lot of slowness, and you can tell that conditioning was off here, conditioning was off there. So it's just we can't worry about that. We just let's not be frustrated. Let's keep on working on what we can work on because we can't control the other things. So we control the controllables, continue to work on those things, and let's say everything built to a great championship a couple weekends ago, and now we're building towards hopefully another one.
We love seeing the success of our athletic department here at CBU. A key component to that is the mental performance of our athletes. CBU TV's Ivania Montes sat down with Dr. Ed Garrett, professor of kinesiology.
Thanks, Diana. Here on campus, the Sports and Performance Psychology Department focuses on helping student athletes with their mental performance. I had the chance to speak with Dr. Ed Garrett and a few of his graduate students on how they're helping student athletes. Let's check it out.
Sports and performance psychology focuses on helping an athlete from a holistic standpoint within their sport. This is cognitively viewing each step they take towards enhancing their performance. Better yet, the department here at CBU defines themselves to be mental performance coaches.
God is a trip that He's allowed me the opportunity to work with these fine student athletes here at CBU. And so since about 2018, 2019, we really grew our relationship with CBU Sports. And started working a lot with different teams that would take us on as an opportunity to enhance, like I said, the cognitive performance of their teams.
When helping the athletes here at CBU, Dr. Garrett and his students invest time in going to work with the athletes, whether it is as a team or individually meeting with the psychologist. Grad student Haley Siedentop tells us more about these sessions.
So a lot of the times when we're working with teams, especially at CBU, we have team sessions, and either one of us or Dr. G will present a topic, and we want to just kind of give enough that they can maybe get something out of it, and then from there we want to meet with them one-on-one. That's where the real change happens, is when you're with Dr. G or a grad student or whoever, and it's a personal meeting. It is on those one-on-ones when you actually have the breakthroughs, and it's not something that we want to find out for the athlete. We want the athlete to come to it. We're just there to kind of guide them along the way.
From performance anxiety to an athlete returning from an injury to even fear, these mental lessons Dr. G teaches towards his students and athletes are not only for within the sport. Better yet, these are life skills to be learned.
Being on the field, Dr. G has allowed us to give presentation with teams, stuff like that. He gives their feedbacks, what to do and not to do in future reference. He has helped me grow as a person. I know he has helped other colleagues as well to grow as a person as well.
First, you get into this profession because you want to serve and you want to help people. I mean, that's the biggest thing. You don't get in it for the money. You don't get into it for the fame. You get into it because you want to serve, just as Christ serves. And he was the wonderful example of that. And so Christ is a huge part of my life. And I share that in my teachings as a professor or either on the field. And so helping these grad students grow in their understanding of this field and where they want to go and how they're going to get there.
Well, that is all I have for you today, Lancers. For CBU TV, I'm Ivania Montes.
Thanks, Ivania. The happiest place on earth, along with several other Southern California amusement and theme parks, are planning to reopen. And Diana, you have more on this story, correct?
Yes, I actually got to cover several theme parks in Southern California, but there will be a lot more new regulations.
Good afternoon, Diana Villa here. Most of us miss the atmosphere of the amusement park. From the rides to the foods, both Disneyland and California Adventure, including Six Flags, announced that they plan to reopen with new regulations and limited capacity. Let's check it out.
The California state government has offered theme parks and attractions to open as early as April 1st of 2021. One of the first theme parks that will reopen is Six Flags Magic Mountain in North Los Angeles County, which will open on April 1st. Disney Parks on Twitter announced the magic is finally returning to Disneyland Resort theme parks. Disneyland Park and Disney California Adventure Parks are planning to officially reopen to the public on April 30th with limited capacity. To enter either Disney Park, both park reservations and valid admission for the same park on the same day are required for guests ages 3 and up. Reservations are limited, and until further notice, only California residents may visit the parks in line with current state guidelines. The Universal City Walk is open but limited capacity as well. Though the theme park remains closed, a special Taste of Universal event is going on. These foods include classic park favorites like Springfield, USA, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, all new Minion Cafe, and Hollywood and Dine. Tickets available online.
And I'm a travel specialist with Second Star Wishes, and I'm also our Disney and Universal team lead at the travel agency. So it was crazy because it's something like the travel industry has never seen before, where everything came to a halt. And I think especially with the Disney destinations, it was so everything was unknown, of course, but it was hard because we kept getting we would get like an opening date that they were planning on reopening, and then especially with Disneyland, you know, that would get pushed back. The main thing to expect is just like the wonderful feeling of actually being able to experience Disneyland again, and in a way that is more complete than what we've had so far with, you know, downtown Disney being open and dining. We'll really get so much more of the full experience now. I think, you know, Disneyland is such a place of like hope and joy, and I think that's what so many people have needed, especially after the past year. And I think Disney has shown that they can do reopening responsibly, like they've done in their other locations.
Knott's Berry Farm hasn't officially announced the date, but they plan to reopen sometime in May. Seaworld in San Diego is another theme park that has already opened, consider their license permitted and accredited under a zoo. All park visitors in California must wear a mask, indoor dining is prohibited, and workers must be tested weekly for the coronavirus.
Thank you. That's it for today. For CBU TV, I am Diana Villa.
Well, that's all we have for you today.
Thank you so much for watching.
Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram.
For CBU TV, I'm Diana Villa.
And I'm Matt Stump, and we'll see you next time.